So I just needed to write down the formula to help you guys to reminisce the things we learned from last class, okay? A plus bi, z bar is a minus bi, okay? And of course, we learned what? We learned the property. That equals what? A squared plus b squared, right? Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys an example. The first example here. Calculate the okay. So if this guy is a v, and this guy should be a z bar, right? Because the conjugate is gonna be the imaginary part should be opposite, should have the opposite sign, right? So give me the answer of this guy. 2 minus 3i plus 2 plus 0. Of course, you can use the distribution to do the multiplication, but we have the formula will be much quicker, okay? Okay, so let's take a look at this guy. It's a very straightforward because we know that is z, that is z bar, right? And so we can use what? We can use this formula, a squared plus b squared. What is a here? 2, right? What is b? Give me sigma. Good, much better now. 2 plus negative 3, okay? Don't give me the 3. It's a negative, okay? It's a negative. 13, okay? 13. It should be very straightforward. As long as you know what is real part, what is imaginary part, okay? And okay, I'm gonna give you guys another one. 1 minus 2i times 1 plus 2i. Okay, for example, I give you guys 1 minute. Try it. Okay. As long as you know what is A, what is B, just plug in the formula. Okay, plug in the formula. You're gonna get it very quickly. Okay.
5.
Oh yeah, yeah, you got it. Good job, good job. So I bet most of you guys should get it too. Okay. So a is 1 square plus b is -2. Okay. And follow the step and equals 5. Okay. I think it should be very straightforward because we already practiced several times. If you don't know, you should recap all the stuff. Okay, so last time I also did some example like that. Right. Write what? Write, for example, I want you guys write this guy to in standard form. Okay. The finish this part. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes or 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes.
What type of equation this is?
What? 2 over 1 plus 2n. What do you mean?
No, what type of question is it? Like the name of it? Is it
Oh.
like a quadratic equation or something like that? Oh.
Write this guy in the standard form a plus bi. That means just remove the I from the denominator. And we did several examples in the last class. Okay, last class. Okay, I'm gonna run on the answer on board. So for this fraction, 2 divided by 1 plus 2i. For this type problems, if you want to remove the I from the denominator, what are you gonna do? Times what?
Conjugate.
Conjugate. Very good. Very good. Times conjugate. So the denominator times conjugate, and the numerator gonna times the same number. Right, the same number. And this is a combination. For the denominator, we use a formula z times z bar equals a squared plus b squared. And the numerator, we're gonna use distribution. That's it, right? We combine these two types of problems together, right? Together. So let's take a look. For the denominator, once a is 1, b is 3, right? And the distribution, 2 times 1 plus 2 times -3i, right? distribution. So we have 2 times -3 gonna be a -6i, 1 plus 9, 10, and we can spread it. We can spread this 2 times. So we have, right? And of course, some of you can simplify it, divided by 2 for the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so that's the answer. Now I'm gonna give you guys another example, and I wish this time everybody can make it. Now is I divided by 2 minus 6i. Okay, now let me show you on the board. And we times the conjugate for the numerator, right? The conjugate is gonna be positive. That's the first step, times conjugate of this guy. 2 minus 6i conjugate is gonna be 2 plus 6i. And for the numerator, gonna times the same number, right? So the left work gonna be denominator gonna be a squared plus b squared, and the numerator gonna be a distribution, right? Distribution, and the denominator gonna be a is 2 squared plus -6 squared, and distribution gonna be I times 2, I times 6i, 2i, 6i squared, 4, 36. Okay. And then 2i 6 times -1. 4 plus 60, 36, 40, right? 40. And then we can continue to simplify. -6. And we spread it. Spread these two terms. And some students, you want to simplify the two, right? So 6 divided by 2 going to be a -3. And here is divided by 2, 1 is 20. Okay, so that's the answer for these problems. Okay. Again, I'm gonna give you guys another example. Now I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of tough one. I think last time we did one example. Okay. Now transform this guy to the standard form. Okay. The same things. Numerator, we're gonna do a distribution, and denominator, we're gonna do a squared plus b squared. Okay. So just combine these two problems together. All right. We did the multiplication before several times. You know it. And now we just combine it. Okay, we combine these operations together. And I would like to put this type of problems in your test. Okay, in your test. That's a little bit complicated. A little bit complicated. But it's doable as long as you know the multiplication, you know the formula a squared plus b squared, right? You get it? So quick. Good job. Very, very smart students. I'm so happy. Good. Okay. This I have two. How about you? You are lucky. Great. Okay, I'm gonna write down the answer on board. Okay. So we have times conjugate, I times conjugate. And then we're gonna write down as a squared plus b squared. And a is 2, b is -3 squared, right? And the distribution for the numerator. So 1 times 2, 1 times 3i, I times 2, I times 3i, I times 3i. So it should be 2 plus 3i, 2i, 3i squared, 4 plus 9. And then again, 2, here's 3 times -1, right? I squared should be a -1. And 13, we're gonna get what? We're gonna get a -3 here, -1. And then we're gonna split this fraction. Okay, that's it. Did you get it? Bingo. Good job. Good job. Now I'm gonna give you guys the last example. This time I wish everybody could make it. Okay, everybody can make it. And to be honest with you, I will put this type of problems in your test one. So you should make it. Okay, you have to make it. We did a lot of examples already.
Move down.
2 plus I divided by 4 minus 3i. We divide 2 plus I by 4 minus 3i. Okay. Just watch a talk show. You guys never watch a talk show? Math. Okay, I'm gonna finish it or both. Oh. So the denominator times the conjugates. Okay, times conjugates. So for the denominator, we're gonna have 4 squared plus negative 3 squared, a squared plus b squared. And for the numerator, gonna be a distribution, right? 2 times 4, 2 times 3i, I times 4, I times 3i, right? And of course, we have 16 plus 9, 8, 6i, 4i, 3i squared, okay? So we have what? 3 times negative 1, 25. And for the here's negative 3 plus 8. 8 minus 3, I. 6i plus 4i, 10i. Divided by 25. Spread it. Right. So some of you can simplify this fraction, right? That's divided by 5, divided by 5. 105 divided by 5 is 2. Right? That's it. That's it. Okay, I'm gonna move on. Okay, I can move on. Today we're gonna learn something new. Okay, learn something new. Question? Any question?
I have a question.
Sure.
Okay, let me see if I can see it on here. Okay, you have a negative 3i times a positive 3i. Okay, when those i's come together, won't they make it a negative 1? And that already is a negative 9 once you multiply them together, right? I see it now. I see it. Never mind. I was thinking wrong. I see it now.
A squared plus b squared. That's it.
Okay, I see it now. I see it. And I just wrote it wrong. Okay.
Okay, great, great. So let's continue our journey. We're gonna go to another section. Today we're gonna solve different types of equation we call inequalities. Previous I gave you an equation with a variable always equals something, right? Today we're gonna go to a different next page. The next page we're gonna learn the inequalities. Okay, solving inequalities. Now, the first things you guys needed to know what is the notation for the inequality. So, what do we know usually? For example, x greater than 2, x less than or equal to negative 2, 3, x less than greater than negative 1, less than or equal to 2, 4, x less than or equals negative 1, or x greater than or equal to 3. So this kind of notation. Okay, this kind of notation. I mean, greater than, less than, greater, and less than equal to, or greater than or equal to. This kind of notation you guys should be very familiar with when you type the words in the computer. In the keyboard, you can see the greater, less than, right? It's I think you guys should be very familiar. And in the mathematical world, we can use different way to express these inequalities. But the first thing is you can use x-axis to express these inequalities, or we can use interval format, and that will be widely used in on your MyMathLab. Okay, so let's take a look how to use this different way to express these inequalities. Let's take a look. The first example, x greater than 2. If I want to use x-axis to express this guy, how to express it? So let's take a look. So we draw the x-axis. We have 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. Okay. Yeah. Now, x greater than 2. So we need to find the 2 firstly here. And then it's a greater. It's a greater. And we use this zigzag to express the range. Okay, and here I use the round bracket. The round bracket means it's not include the 2, because here is only greater than. Okay, doesn't include the equal to. Okay, so I use the round bracket. And of course, if you use the interval format, you can use like that. Starts with 2. Starts with 2, and the greater the upper limit, go to infinity, right? Go to infinity. That's the interval format. And I'm pretty sure a lot of questions on your MyMathLab requires interval format. So how to write the interval format? Just like that, okay, like that. Always from the small value to the larger value, okay, larger value. So the first number is 2, second number is upper limit goes to infinity, so put an infinity here, okay, and always always use the round bracket for the infinity. Now let's continue. The second one. Second one, the same things. -1, -2, -3, -4, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Second one is less than or equal to -2. The first thing you need to find the equal to here. Okay, here. And here include the -2, because here we have equal to, right? So that means we're gonna use square brackets. Okay, and we can say less than or equal to, so it should be here in this part. In this part, right? In this part, in this direction at least, right? In this direction. That's the x-axis. And now, how to write down is interval format. Should be the smallest. So this side, the smallest or should be a negative infinity. When you write down negative infinity, always use the round bracket, okay? And to the larger one, it should be a -2. Oh, should be a square bracket. Okay? Do you understand? From the smaller one to the for the small number to the larger number. So here's from left side is a negative infinity to 2, to -2. Okay. And let's try the third one. And here is greater than -1. Here is less than or equal to 2. It's here. And here doesn't include the -1. So we use round bracket. And here we include the 2. We use square bracket. And that's the value we want. And of course, -1, 2 square root. Okay, a square bracket. And the last one. Okay, the last one is a little bit special. Take a look. Last one is here. We're still gonna draw the x-axis. Okay, we have 2. One is x less than or equals -1 is here. Another one is x greater than or equal 3 here. All right. And then we can draw the picture.
Can you move
Because
the paper up a little bit? Thank you.
the -1 is included, So we should use the square bracket. So less than -1 gonna be this part. And for the 3, greater than or equal to 3 should be this part, right? This part. So now how to use how to express this inequalities by interval format. So we're gonna have what? -infinity, -1. And we have 2 parts. We're gonna use union. Okay, use this notation or symbol. Union, the sorry, should be a square block bracket. Union, this is 3 infinity. Okay, 3 infinity. Now I want you guys to do it. I give you guys an example. Let you guys try. Okay. So now try this 3 for me. Use the x-axis and the interval format to express these inequalities. Okay. Should be very quick. So draw the x-axis, and be aware of the equal to. Okay, equal. If that is equal to, that means it's included this point. You're gonna use square brackets. Okay, square bracket instead of round bracket. Right? Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the solution. So here we have -1, 0, -2, 1, 2. And of course, less than or equal to -1. -1 is included. So it should be here. And the interval format should be a -∞, -1. And the second one gonna be a 0, 1, -1, 1, 2, 3. It's from 1 to 3, from 1 to 3. So from 1 to 3, it's not included. Just use round brackets. So it's from 1 to 3. Oh, sorry, here is a square bracket. Square bracket, because it's included, right? Included, be careful. 3. And here we have what? I'll have x greater than 2. So it should be here. It's not included. X less than -2 should be like that. Both of them should be round bracket because it's not include the points. Okay, the points. So for the interval format, it's going to be a -∞ to infinity, right? Then we have this 3. Okay, now I'm gonna move on. That's a rough idea how to express the inequalities using different ways, right? Different ways. Most of you guys already learned how to use this way. Probably from your high school, you already know how to express something greater than something like that. But however, we have different ways. You can use a picture, you can use interval format, anything. And also there are some other ways. If you learn some advanced mathematics, they're gonna use some different way to express the inequalities. If you don't know the notation or symbol, you probably don't understand it. But as long as you know it, everything should be very simple to you. Okay. Today we're gonna learn very basic for real number. A and B and C. If A less than B, then A plus C. What does that mean? If I have a value A less than B, if you add a constant, we will not change the sign of inequalities. Okay, of course, if A greater than B, if you subtract a constant, we will not change the sign of inequalities. So when you have the inequalities, if you add a constant or subtract a constant for both sides, we will not change the sign of inequality. So for example, x plus 2 greater than 3, okay? How to solve these inequalities? What we're gonna do is subtract what? Subtract the 2 for both sides. Why? Since we subtract a constant, we don't change the sign. We're gonna keep the sign the same. That's the principle, okay? That's the principle. So when you subtract this guy, you're gonna get x. Here is 1, 0, this is 1. It's a very similar when you solve the linear equations, right? We solve it to use the subtraction for both sides, remove the constant, right? And of course, here you can use what? You can use interval format, that is 1 infinity, okay? 1 infinity. Example 2. How to solve this guy? We're gonna add, any idea how to solve? Add 1s for both sides, right? Since we add a constant based on the property, if we add a constant, we will not change the sign. Okay, we will not change the sign, keep the same. Okay, so x less than 3. And we're gonna be a negative infinity 3. Very simple, right? Very simple. And you guys can try it. I'm gonna give you guys an example. Oh, sorry, it's not. It's less than equal to 7. Please use the interval format. Okay, interval format. You need a plot Excel because your homework requires interval format. Okay. It's very similar to solve the equations, right? Linear equations. You solve how to solve it. Just remove the constant from both sides. Just add or subtraction of constant for both sides. Very simple. I think most of you guys should get it. Okay. So for this guy, we need add constant from both sides. Okay. So we're gonna get 13. Because the things here, we didn't change the sign because we add a constant based on property. If you add a number or subtract a number, we will not change the sign of inequality. So we get x less than or equal to 13. And then we can write down the interval format, right? Negative infinity, 13. That's it.
You need to pull the paper up a little bit. We can't see.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, just use different way to express this guy, right? Interval format, interval format. But be careful. Here is a square bracket because here we have equal to. Okay. I bet some of you guys probably forget the square bracket. So when you type the round bracket in on your MyMathLab, probably will give you the wrong answer. Then you will feel crazy. I'm getting the right answer. Why get the wrong? You know. Okay.
So the square bracket means that number is included, correct?
Yeah, is included because here we have equal to. Okay. Square bracket means it's included. This number is included. Okay, because we have equal to. Is that clear for you?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's continue. Let's learn some more complicated stuff because such addition and subtraction just like a baby because everybody should know it. Now you as adults, you need to learn some difficult things like multiplication and division. Okay, so if A less B and C greater than 0, then we have A times C less than BC. Okay, if C is positive, then if we times C for both sides, we will not change the sign. Okay, we will not change the sign. If A greater than B, oh sorry, still if A less than B and C less than 0, then everything becomes very interesting. If we times a negative number for both sides, what is gonna happen? Change the sign. Good job, good job. You know it, you know it. Okay, that's the most important things. If you times a negative number for both sides, the inequality gonna changes. Okay, I'm pretty sure some of you gonna make a mistake for this one. Another one, if A less than B and C is greater than 0, then if we divide C for both sides, we will not change the sign if it's a positive. Okay, we will not change it. Oh, sorry, it should be a less than, because here is less than. Okay, A divided by C less than B over C. We will not change it. If you do a multiplication, multiply as positive C or divided by positive C, the inequality will not change. However, if A less than B and C less than 0, that means C is a negative. And then when you do the division, we're gonna change the sign. Okay, that's the most important things. So always have some idea when you do multiplication and division. If you multiply a negative number or divided by a negative number, the inequality gonna change. Okay, change the sign. Okay. So is that clear for you guys? Very good. Now let me give you guys a very specific examples. 2x less than 6. Okay, 2x less than 6. What are you gonna do? Usually when we solve this type of problems, so we wanna divide by 2 for both sides, right? That's the things we solve the linear equation. The same things, the same things. So divide by 2 for both sides because 2 is positive, right? 2 is a positive, right? So we will not change the sign. So x less than 3 and the interval format. Okay. Now, how about this guy? Negative 3x greater than equal to 9. How to solve this guy? Of course, based on the experience from the linear equations, what are we going to do? Divide by negative 3 for both sides. That's the way we solve the linear equation, right? So divide by negative 3 for both sides. Since negative 3 is negative, we're gonna change the sign or change the inequality. Here's a greater than or equal to. That means less than or equal to. Change the sign. Okay. So here is x, 9, -3. And you can write down is. Now I'm gonna give you guys, for example, let you guys try it. Try this one for me.
Two to infinity.
Yeah, that's 2 is included. Yes, 2
And the
included or not?
square bracket on the 2.
Yeah, good job, good job. You did a fantastic job. Okay, you learned some stuff from me. Okay, today. Great. I wish you don't forget after 5 days you forget again on Monday. You know it today. Doesn't mean you're gonna know it after 5 days, right? It's pretty fun. It's pretty funny. Even you know some stuff after certain days, you always forget. Can people can people invent some kind of a medicine help you once you learn it, you can remember it all the time. If that's the medicine, you can make a huge money. Okay, let me finish these problems. -4x, of course, what are you guys gonna do? Divide by -4 for both sides. Because it's a -4, change the sign. Negative, negative, or positive. And that should be a square bracket to infinity. Okay, now I'm gonna give you guys the last example. For example, is x divided by -2. Okay, less than or equals to 1. Now we have fraction here. We want times the least common denominator. Here is -2. Just times -2 for both sides, right? That's what we did. If that's a fraction, we times least common multiple, and for both sides. Okay, and how to solve it? Just times -2 for both sides, and be careful. Here's a -2, right? And this one gonna be the last example. Did you get the answer? What's the answer? Very good, fantastic. Just times -2 for both sides. Times -2 for both sides. And be careful, I make a mistake. Because times -2 should be the opposite side. Okay. Should we change the inequality? Should be greater than or equal to. Cancel out. 1 times -2 is -2. And then, okay, that's it. I wrap it up class here. If you don't know, you need to go back home and read the notes. I wish you still remember it on Monday, okay? Okay, have a nice day. Thank you for coming. Keep it healthy.
Hey, I need you to do something for me. Did you, Mr. Key?
Hey, what?
I have an equation I need you to work out for me because I'm not getting it regardless of how I do it.
Well, what kind of equation you have?
It's one of the equations that was the with the quadratic formula that we had to use, like the b squared minus 4 times AC.
Well, b squared minus 4ac, yeah? So what's the problem with that?
Okay, the equation reads x squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 0. No matter how I work this problem out,
Could you repeat your equation? X squared
x squared minus 2x minus 1.
minus 1 equals
0.
here. Okay, so I'm gonna solve it for you. Don't worry. So here, a equals 1, b equals -2, c equals -1. That means what? That means b squared minus 4ac -2 squared minus 4, right? And this guy is 4, is 8. Greater than 0, 2 solutions. And now you can plug in the formula. Negative b is -2. Negative b, b is -2. Square root of 8, a is 1, right? So then 2 square root of 8, you can write down as 2 times square root of 2. Because if you type the square root of 8 in your calculator, if your calculator help you to simplify this guy, you're gonna get this guy. So basically we have two solutions. One is 2 minus 2 square over 2. And another one is 2 plus this guy. Okay, I wish you can get these two solutions. And of course, you can simplify this guy. Just as we did in the class. Here is a 2. Here is a 2 here. So for the denominator and the numerator, we can both divide by 2. Right? So here is a 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 1 minus 2. And this guy is the same thing. Divided by 2. We're gonna 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 squared 2 divided by 2 is 1 plus square root 2. Okay? So
Okay. I understand exactly how you're doing this equation, but how is it that we can divide 2 from both answers in the numerator? You know, where it's 2 minus 2 square root of 2. How can we divide 2 into both of those, and they're just two different numerical entities?
Okay, so that's a big problem for you. Do your calculator can help you to simplify this kind of things when you input these numbers? Do your calculator can help you to simplify it or not?
The calculator won't help me simplify this number. What I'm having a problem with is understanding the division that got me to 1, the square root of 1 plus.
Okay, so for this guy, actually, it's gonna be very easy. You can spread it, that like we did before. Spread these two terms. You see it? You spread it.
That's something that I missed. I didn't know that we could break that one equation down into 2 equations to solve it that way.
Yeah, you if you want to simplify, you can spread it. You see, divided by 2 for both of them. So for the numerator, you divide by 2, you can spread it.
Okay, I understand it now.
And I think your calculator can help you to simplify it. Otherwise, it's a little bit weird.
It does look weird. But I understand it now. I just didn't know that we could break it down into simpler terms, because I only thought that it could just go into the whole number 2, not the 2 square root of 2.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. That's it. I have another class.
Oh
Okay.
yes, thank you.
Mm-hmm.